One of the things I enjoy most since my transplant is just spending time with my closest friends and also my family, you know, when I get to go home to Montana. And obviously finding my partner Jen she's been an absolute rock for me in this last year and a half since I've met her. She makes my life better every day. On a more, I guess, fun level, I love getting out and running, and I live in Duluth and it's minus 25 today, you know, wind chill, and I absolutely love challenging myself and getting out in it. My friends' kids have taught me how to cross-country ski, so living in a city where I can be outdoors and run along the lake, even though it makes my surgeons nervous, that and seeing friends are the things I enjoy most. My story starts back in, I think 2001 really, when I was coming to college. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and I wasn't diagnosed right away. I played that entire year sort of struggling with the digestive symptoms of that. Up until then, I had been, just healthy athletically and been very strong and, had a lot of goals and obviously earned a Division I scholarship. And so, that was hard to deal with in a number of ways. And so, when that year ended, I was able to get on some treatment finally with the diagnosis of ulcerative colitis. And then it was good for a long time. And then after college, I tried out for the Olympics and was cut for that. Then I got the opportunity to coach out in Brunswick, Maine, and with one of my coaches that I had played for, which I adored. And so it was just kind of a dream job for me to try out the coaching aspect. I was starting to navigate some fatigue, and it's always hard to tell with fatigue, like whether that's from life or just, a new job or stress. So I didn't really notice it at the start. And then the itching started. I was cutting my legs and just scratching so much, cutting my feet, palms, chest, everything itched. It was intense. It isn't like anything I can describe. I finally got referred to a gastroenterologist, and the gastroenterologist said, well, we're gonna do an ERCP, which is a, scope through the throat, in a couple weeks' time here.
And they found ultimately that she had primary sclerosing cholangitis, PSC, which narrows and hardens the bile ducts in the liver, and so the bile doesn't flow out like it should normally, and that buildup is what causes liver failure.
And so I was 25 and trying to navigate a new diagnosis and figure out where I fit with that. From that place, I bounced back to Minnesota to start medical care. And I was able to come back though and work with my mentor, Shannon Miller, at the University of Minnesota Duluth as a strength coach equipment manager. And I did that off and on for 6 years until the time of my transplant.
So we were at senior night celebrating, and Julianne was there, of course, because she's been a great mentor to all of the players on the team, including the seniors, and there's a lot of hugs and tears and cheering with the parents. It's a very exciting night for our program, but Julianne was so sick that she looked gray and green. It was grayish green. Myself and the director of operations talked to her and said, Julianne, you look really bad. You need to go home. You don't need to be here, you need to go home. And she said, yeah, I'm really sick. She went home that night and ended up being airlifted to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota.
I remember reading from one of the medical reports that, death is imminent, and that just lets you know, how crucial it was. And I had no idea if it was going on.
She was dying. She was on death's doorstep.
This was serious. She was not doing well. And eventually, realizing how severe the situation was when I got the text message that they were going to do a transplant.
With 15,000 people waiting for a liver the day that I got mine, it would have been easy to miss that. And so the testing process and I guess the efficiency of the companies that work with Mayo Clinic, but also the team at Mayo Clinic, absolutely saved my life.
And so Julianne, because she is a champion, because she has been a believer, mentally tough, physically tough, emotionally tough, spiritually tough, her whole life. All of that came into play to help her survive this and to help her land on her feet and help her become the thriving, beautiful human being that she is today.
I'm really lucky to have met Julianne Vazicek. I've been taking care of her, or been part of her care team really since she came to us. Now to see her running marathons and coaching, it's just so awesome. It's fantastic.
Over and deep, let's get some rhythm going. Trailer, come on, you gotta dig. Come on, White, dig. Let's get a face off with a shot, okay? Pick up the intensity here, White, come on. Being a collegiate ice hockey coach and also being a liver transplant recipient gives me a little different perspective on approaching the job. There's a lot of ups and downs in a hockey season. These student athletes have high expectations. They want to compete, they want to win all the time. You know, sometimes that happens, sometimes that doesn't. And I think even in the throes of a game, there's lots of moments, there's lots of swings, momentum, you make mistakes, and you do things that are good. So I think being a liver transplant recipient, you know, kind of allows me a little bit of perspective in terms of what is adversity and what are the positives that can come out of adversity. I think tying it all at the end of the day into what are we getting out of this in a broader perspective is something that I bring that's unique, you know, to coaching.
Coach has shaped my experience here just by always being positive and making jokes all the time. That really helps me be positive and help shape the team atmosphere for all of us to just keep pushing forward and to think about the good things.
If there is one thing that Coach has taught me, it's that change is okay and that you can just fight through anything you need to fight through. Hard work is really the main thing you need. If you work hard, anything can happen.
It was really great meeting Julianne and hearing her story with the ability to share our laboratory story with her. As much as we like to learn about the patient story, I think it's great for them to understand and have some knowledge about the laboratory background as well.
I spend at least 40 hours a week in a lab with my coworkers, but very much on my own. We don't see patients, and that's by choice for the most part, but getting to actually meet one every once in a while it's amazing, especially in the transplant field where you've had this really, really direct impact on someone. It means a lot.
There's a time in my life where this phrase popped into my life, and it's one person can make a difference. And it's absolutely true. It was on a water bottle. But one person can make a difference. You have the opportunity to save someone's life, and it's a ripple effect, right? That one decision changes the world in more ways than anybody can count.
She's made such a difference in the world with all the advocacy she does, all the work she does for transplant. I like to think she's had to have convinced many people to donate at this point. So I would have to say she has to have some credit for lives saved through transplant. I think the person that donated their liver to her then gets credit by proxy, and it just keeps going and going, and I'm thankful for that person. We don't even know who it was.
The transplant and the organ donors and all that, in so many ways, it has been a gift. It has shown us how to appreciate someone who is with you every day and really celebrate life. And I feel like we do that together as much as we can by sharing pancakes on Sunday mornings, spending time together, laughing, and we have literally adopted Montana to our family. It is a huge gift to us.
She's very much of an example of someone who makes the most of each day.
If she continues to do as she is now, every day. I'm sure the world is going to continue to absorb just miracle side of her life experience.
One of the things I always remember her saying is that every day is a gift. And this is where I'm gonna cry, because every day with her is a gift.
Not a day goes by where I don't think about Julianne Vasachuk and how grateful I am that she's alive today and what a beautiful human being she is. And I am so grateful that someone said yes to organ donation, because the world is a better place with Julianne in it.